So I was watching georgenotfound's alt Twitch stream the other night, and he mentioned doing an apple tier list. So I stole his content. I went to the store and I bought as many types of apples as I could, which was only 6, which was kind of disappointing. Not gonna lie. But I came through with the tier list anyway. So the way I decided to rank these was by sweetness, tartness, and crunch, all out of 5. So our first type of apple was sugar bee, which I had never heard of before, but it's an apple. It exists, so it's here on the list. I gave it a 4 for sweetness, a 2 for tartness, and a 3.5 for crunch. It could have been crunchier, not gonna lie. And then I gave it a 7 out of 10 for its overall rating, bringing it to a B tier. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I don't even know why I did the overall ranking part, because it has nothing to do with the tier that it's in. I'm really not gonna lie. I'm sorry. The next apple is Cosmic Crunch. Now this apple came through with the surprises now. It blew me away. So for sweetness it gets a 3, for tartness it gets a 4, and for crunch it gets a 4. For me, this makes it the perfect apple. The sweetness and tartness balanced each other. The crunch, oh my gosh, legendary crunch. Absolutely delicious. So refreshing. So satisfying. This is the best apple. I rated it S tier right off the bat. I gave it an 8 out of 10, but in hindsight, it's a 9. It's a 9 out of 10. I'm leaving room just in case there's a better apple out there. But this apple slapped. This apple hit different. The next apple we tried was Honeycrisp. I gave that one a 3 for sweetness, a 4 for tartness, and a 2 for crunch. It could have been crunchier. It lowered its score quite a bit because I cannot take a not crunchy apple. Like, if your apple isn't crunchy, I don't want it. So its overall rating was dropped to a 4 out of 10. And I put this one in C tier. This next one, I don't know the public opinion on, but I feel like this might be controversial because I feel like this is a popular apple. It's the Gala Apple. Now, this apple, absolute trash. Literally the worst apple. The worst apple. I gave it a 2 for sweetness, a 1 for tartness, and a 2 for crunch. Literally, who wants an apple that tastes like sweet water and there's no crunch? It's so sad. It's so soft. It's so chewy. I gave it a 2 out of 10. F tier. Absolute garbage. Sorry if you like Gala apples, but like, you're not my friend. I don't trust you. Next apple is Ambrosia Gold. Now, I don't know if this specific apple is different from just a regular Ambrosia apple, or if it was like a specific brand of Ambrosia apple, but like, whatever. Ambrosia Gold. The sweetness, I gave it a 3. The tartness was a 1. It was not sour at all, but the sweetness was nice. It was, you know, your average apple taste. And then I gave it a 3 for crunch. Could have been crunchier, but it wasn't like Gala level disgusting. So I gave it a 5 out of 10. C tier. A nice little middle point. A mild apple. Your average boy. Last but not least is Granny Smith. This apple, it came as a surprise to me. I went in with a very biased thought process. I was thinking that I saved it for last because I just knew this apple was gonna be S tier. But I took a bite of this apple and it was not sweet. There was no sweetness. I gave it a 1. It got a 5 for tartness. This apple It was like eating warheads, but it's fruit. Warheads, but with vitamins. How did nature create something this way? It also got a 5 for crunch. This John was absolutely, just crunchy. Like, it was tight. It was a tight apple. I gave this a 7 out of 10. It got a 7 out of 10. And I put it in A tier originally. And then I moved it to B tier. I was kind of indecisive for this one because it just didn't meet my expectations. It just didn't. Like, I thought this was going to be the holy grail of apples. I've always loved Granny Smith apples, but that cosmic, what was it? Cosmic crisp. That shit, that went bonkers. Absolutely crazy, absolutely nuts. The best apple. So now you know, there's my apple ranking. Take that, George Not Found.